been doing the series Heaven's Hospitality, and we've been looking at the biblical Middle East ethics of hospitality, of being communal, generous, sacrificial, looking for the presence of God and looking for the plan of God. And in today's story in Joshua 2, what we're going to discover is that there are times when our hospitality to unexpected guests will lead to God revealing a plan that we're not even aware He is unfolding in our lives. So in our Bible story today in Joshua 2, this is what the Bible tells us. Joshua had sent 2 spies into the land of Jericho from the land of Shittim, and he told them, I want you to go and search out the whole land, but especially Jericho. And the 2 spies left, and when they entered the land, they went to the house of Rahab, and she was a prostitute. Well, the king of Jericho had heard that these spies had come into his land, so he sent messengers to Rahab's house, and he said, I have heard that spies in the land have entered your home. Show us where they're at. Well, Rahab had hidden the men, and she responded, they were here, but they left, and they're no longer here. At dusk, they went out the city gate and went on their way. But if you go now, you might be able to catch them before they get too far. And so the king's men left immediately, and as soon as they left, the city gate shut. Well, Rahab had hidden the men up on her roof under the flax stalks. And just before it was to be the time to go to bed, she went up to them and she said, I know that the Lord has given you this land. In fact, the people here, our hearts are melting in fear, and we've lost courage because we have heard about how your Lord had totally parted the sea for you when you left Egypt. And we also heard about how you conquered the 2 Amorite kings, Sihon and Og, at the east of the Jordan River. And the people's hearts are melting because we know that the Lord your God is the Lord of above and below. Would you please do me a kindness? Would you please show me kindness the way I have given you kindness? And would you save the lives of my family? Would you please save my father, my mother, my brothers, and my sisters, and all that belong to them? Will you save us from death? And the 2 spies, they agreed, our lives for your lives. We will do as you have said, as long as you do not tell anyone what we have done. And so Rahab let them out the rope of her window because her house was built on the city wall. And before they left, she had told them to go to the hill country and to stay there for 3 days and to wait until the pursuers had come back, and then they could return. And so the men had told her, we will only honor this oath if you honor it by putting this red cord in your window. And you need to know that if your family comes into your house and when we arrive in the land, then it's on our heads if something happens to them. But if your family is not here and this red cord is not here, it is your responsibility, and on them, the blood is on them if they are not here. And Rahab said, let it be as you have said. And so the men departed. And after they left, she had placed the red cord in the window where they had gone out. Well, the men had gone in to the hill country, and they had hidden for 3 days, waiting until the king's men had returned. And once they had gone back, they then went to Joshua, and they had crossed over the river, and they told him, Joshua, the Lord surely has given us this land, for the people's hearts are melting in fear, and they're afraid. They no longer have courage. May God honor the telling of his word. So as you heard the story of Rahab today, what did you see about Rahab's spirit of community? How is she communal? And how was she generous? And how was she sacrificial? And did she see the presence of God and the plan of God? We could also ask the same thing about the spies and Joshua. Were they communal? Were they generous? Were they sacrificial? And did they see the presence of God and the plan of God? The surprise of Rahab is that Rahab's family was saved. And she ends up becoming a part of the lineage of Jesus. Shalom, y'all. Be in the Word. Be with Jesus and be transformed.